I'm going to be sharing with you in this video how to know when to trust your feelings and when not to. How do you know when it's time to trust in your intuition, or if it's not even your intuition and it's just your own fears that are getting in the way? How can you really know? This is what I want to talk about in this video, because what I've personally found in my life is that there's been times where I thought that I was trusting my intuition, but really I was falling into fear. And there's times where I knew that there was this deeper part of me that if I trust in that, things are going to work out, and they always do. And the more that I can discern between fear and a true intuition, this is when things start to manifest for me personally in my life. And then things just start to happen a lot easier, a lot more effortlessly, because your thoughts and your actions and your feelings and everything, mind, body, spirit, gets aligned as one. And when you can align the mind, body, and spirit as one, that really happens as a result of knowing what your intuition is. So when you can align this mind, body, spirit as one, you're going to experience life in a much more enjoyable way, and you're going to always know if something is out of alignment with what you want to create, or when it's time to leave that situation and then maybe pull back into yourself and send out some intentions to recalibrate your consciousness and shift into that desired reality that you want. So with that being said, this is going to be how to know when to trust your feelings and when not to. And if you fully integrate what I want to be sharing with you in this video, this is going to be exactly what you need to manifest your reality into existence in the most effortless and easeful way possible. So if you're new to this channel, what I want you to do is I want you to hit that subscribe button. I want you to hit that notification bell, because I do post a new video every single day. Also, if you want to work with me one-on-one personally, hit the link that's in the description box of this video. Now, the first thing I want to share with you is a quick little distinction. And this distinction is the distinction between what I call true intuition versus fear, which is a feeling. Now, true intuition is not necessarily a feeling, it's a resonance, it's your consciousness. It's this deeper part of you that if you really trust in, you know where you're going, which we'll talk about that more in a second. If you know where you're going and you combine that with trusting your resonance and not letting the ego get in the way, you will always get what you want in life. It's just law. It's the law of the universe. What you focus on grows when you send out a signal to the universe. And then if you let go of your ego, you will align with that reality. Now, if you fall into fear, okay, and you trust in the feeling, not the true resonance, that the feeling is usually the fear. It's a contraction. It's a feeling that doesn't feel so good. You don't want to be trusting in that feeling most of the time, because that feeling is taking you away from what you want to create. So you want to be an alchemist. You want to know where you're going and then trust in what I call true intuition. Now, how do you trust in this? Well, it's the limits of language. Language is, limited in terms of me communicating what it is that needs to sort of get done in terms of you trusting in your intuition. But one thing that I'll share with you right now, though, is that it's something that you know within you is the truth. It's like you can just sense that if you let the ego get out of the way, you get out of your own way, and you just let reality unfold with knowing kind of in the back of your mind that you've set intentions or are even maybe thinking some thoughts in that moment as well. You can really set an intention in any moment, but I like to go all in. I like to set intentions, then fully let go into those intentions. But you can set intentions while you're letting go too, maybe, and then let go into those, then keep using the mind in that way, whatever you feel like doing. But the key, in my experience, is to trust in that true intuition. And that is not just going to be a feeling of non-resistance. At the very least, the way that I would describe this true intuition is a complete feeling of non-resistance. At the very least, okay? It's going to be a feeling of non-resistance at the very least. But when you really start to trust in it, it becomes not only just a feeling, so to speak, of not resistance, not resisting this present moment. You start to feel like you're expanding. You start to feel like you're evolving. You start to feel like something is moving through you. And not only is it moving through you, it's totally in alignment with your intention. So your life force energy is literally completely aligning with every single intention that you've set. And so at the very least, it's going to be a feeling of non-resistance, in my experience at least. But if you really tap into this true intuition, it's going to feel exciting. You're going to feel even blissful sometimes. And you're just going to feel like you're totally whole. You're totally whole, and there's nothing that you need from anything outside of you. There's no lack. There's no feeling of, I need this thing to complete me. It's just a total feeling of the mind and the body and the spirit are completely aligned. And that's not something that I can just tell you how to tap into that. I can point you in that direction, but through your own experience, it's important to start to discern what I call this true intuition versus fear. So true intuition is non-resistance at the very least, plus expansion and bliss and excitement. Now fear is the opposite of that, basically. I wouldn't say it's the opposite, but I guess you could communicate it in that way. But it's going to contract your body. It's going to feel like a contraction. It's going to feel like something's not right. And you don't ever want to be making decisions from a place of fear and contraction, a place of something is wrong or something is not working out in the way that I prefer to experience it. You don't want to be taking action from that space, in my personal opinion, because this is what helps you to manifest the opposite of what you prefer to experience. And when I realized that it's a conscious choice to step into that, I was just like, well, you know what? I'm not going to make that choice anymore. I only am going to trust in what is true to me, right? And what is true to me is not going to be what is true to you. This is why you have to know what you want, which I'm going to get to the second point right now, which is number 2. The key really to knowing when to trust your feelings, ironically, is to know where you're going. Okay, this is the thing that I think a lot of people really don't allow themselves to fully embody and to fully, I'm not going to say embody, but give themselves permission to want or to go in a certain direction. See, you're in a present moment right now, and you're somewhere, and you want to go somewhere, and that's obvious. You want to go somewhere. And most people, what they do is they don't honor the fact that they want to go somewhere or become something that they are not right now, which the truth is, on some level, you already are that, and you don't need to become anything, really. Or I guess another way to say it is you don't need to create anything. You can shift into what already exists in this infinite quantum field of consciousness. But the key, in my opinion and in my experience, is if there's no sense of direction, if there's no sense of, I know where I'm going and I know what I want to create, or in other words, I know what I want to become and embody, if there isn't that choice or intention to become something, your feelings become very clouded. It's almost like there's a cloud over you. You don't know what choice to make. You feel confused, you feel ungrounded, you feel scared, and this is what happens when you're ungrounded. Groundedness comes from knowing where you're going and then trusting in your intuition on the way to that. See, life is not a destination, it's an unfolding where you never get somewhere. Now, it doesn't mean that you're not manifesting things into existence. You're always manifesting, but you're never going to arrive. And if you do arrive, you don't want to get attached to that because that's going to be boring. It's pretty boring to arrive and then, that's your life. In my opinion, life is exciting when you keep going to that next thing. That's what drives human beings to keep moving forward. And so, in my experience, again, if I don't know where I'm going, it's really hard to discern what to trust in, because how do you know what to trust in if you don't even know where you're going? What are you trusting in, right? Like, if you want to surrender and trust in something, what are you trusting in? Now, what I used to do is I would externalize my power to the universe, and I'm trusting in the universe. But really, the universe is me. I am the universe. You are the universe. So you, as consciousness, as the universe, can choose the next state of consciousness that you're going to be shifting into. So what I encourage you to do is to commit to a structure, commit to a state of being, commit to something that already exists. Whether you're grateful for something that you want to become, gratitude is an intention. Become grateful that you already have that thing, that's an intention. Or simply, if you're not there yet, what has worked for me in the past before I believed in myself to become grateful for something and to understand that it already exists in this present moment and to give myself permission to shift into that. Before I was able to trust in a space of gratitude and knowing that what I want is already mine and all I have to do is give myself permission to intend for it and then allow that process to unfold. What I did before that point was I just set an intention to know that I'm going to become something, that I know I'm going to be something. And then once you do that, then you want to surrender and completely trust that you already are that. And everything that's unfolding is to conspire to make that happen, right? And you just want to let go into that. Totally let go. Totally let go. You can have more thoughts, but then consider that if those thoughts are going to manifest, you have to totally let go into those thoughts, to become those thoughts. Now, letting go is one way to describe it. You can also see it as giving yourself permission to become those thoughts. And that is what the true intuition will guide you towards. It will guide you towards everything you've intended for. But you have to be in that space of, you don't have to be, but if you want to manifest what you want, you can be in that space of non-resistance. And fear will be the opposite of that. It will contradict those intentions that you've set for yourself. So I encourage you to commit to a structure, and then once you commit to that structure, that state of being, that reality that you prefer to be in, whether it's an affirmation, whether it's a visualization, whether it's just something that you want to embody, and then trust in your deeper resonance. You know, you don't need me to tell you. There's some part of you that knows exactly what choices you need to make that are going to align you with those previous intentions and choices that you made, that are also going to bring it. Just, you'll just know. It's a knowing. It's not a hope. It's a knowing. It's a deep part of your spirit that knows you are a free being and that you can manifest anything that you want without actually controlling the external world. You know this is the case. And if you don't agree with that, some part of you does. We all know some part of us can manifest everything that we want, and we are the gods of our reality in a certain way. We all know that. But it's about giving yourself permission to choose what you want and then to, so to speak, fall into that. Or another way to say it that I like to say these days is to become it. Okay? Now, the third thing I want to share with you is to let go of all contraction and stay fearlessly in alignment with your vision. Because contraction is never going to support you. So the real way to trust in your intuition, very simply put, is it like you don't want to be going in the direction of a contraction. Now, what do I mean when I say that? I mean that if there's something that causes a contraction in your life, you might want to actually go explore that direction, whatever it is that's causing you to feel contracted, but you want to go in that direction after you've let go of the resistance. You don't want to amplify the resistance. You want to take that contraction as a cue, or maybe there's something to learn about the situation. I'm contracting this. Maybe I should go do this thing that I'm scared to do, but not while you feel contracted. You let go of the contraction and then you fall into what you prefer to experience instead. Because the contraction is usually taking you away from what you want. So it's a tricky thing to communicate here. But what I want to share with you is let go of all contraction. Let it all go. Give yourself full permission to become what you prefer to be. And when you trust in that deeper resonance, you'll see that everything works for you. I'm going to tell you right now, everything I've ever manifested, I've never been not able to manifest anything in my life, when I really trusted in that. And I'm getting to a point in my consciousness where I really understand reality creation, and I'm really interested in manifesting realities, understanding how creation works, how to create what you want from the inside out, not from the outside in. And what I want to share with you is that looking back at my whole journey, the universe is always showing me, so to speak, what reality is. And looking back, the universe, which is just me, but what I'm seeing is that, which is why I'm recording this video, is that we are the creators of our reality. And I encourage you to start to open yourself up to the possibility, before I close this video, that you are the creator of your reality. And that everything that you intend for does manifest into existence. Okay? It does manifest into existence. And when you combine the right intention with full permission to allow those intentions to be, and you let go of all contradicting energies, and you don't believe in those, you don't give those energy, and you only give energy after the intentions to the true intuition, you will always manifest what you want, undoubtedly. And the more that you notice that, the more that you get even more confidence, and then you go in an upward spiral and an upward momentum where you keep manifesting more and more and more and more and more. It's a positive feedback loop. It's a positive feedback loop. Whereas if you believe in the fear, your reality typically gets worse and worse and worse and worse and worse, and you go down. So what I'm communicating to you here is what I call the upwards spiral of momentum. Now, if you fully integrate what I'm sharing with you in this video, I do wholeheartedly believe that you are going to be manifesting everything that you want in your life at an accelerated rate, and of course, in the most effortless and easeful way possible. And with that, I conclude this video. Once again, if you do want to work with me one-on-one personally, hit the link that's in the description box of this video to apply for a free consultation. Just launched a brand new coaching program, so if you do want to be a part of that, while there are still spots available, be sure to apply for a free consultation by hitting that link that's in the description box of this video. Also, please hit that like button for me so that more people can get access to this content, because people do deserve to get access to this content, and hitting that like button does help the algorithm push the channel out to more people. And I do wholeheartedly believe that every single person on this planet does deserve to know that they are the creators of their reality, and that they can do so and manifest their reality in the most effortless and easeful way possible. And hitting that like button does help the YouTube channel get pushed out to more people. So with that, I conclude this video. Once again, as always, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video.